Hello everyone. Hope you all are good and hope that you have been practicing illustration 12 properly and hope you are doing revision of the previous lectures even which are important. Yes, as I said, you need to understand all the previous lectures properly for understanding chapter journal. The fourth chapter from part 1. Yes, we are going to again continue with illustration 12 and probably in this lecture we will complete illustration 12. Yes, let us see from where we are supposed to start. Yeah, yes, we are supposed to start from 24th of August. Yes, and on 24th of August it says interest for 1 month paid on loan of Srimati. Now again the related transaction. Yes, you need to have your textbook with you so that I can guide you with the related explanations that are given at the end of illustration 12. Yes, it is compulsory for you to have your textbook. Yeah. So the transaction on 24th of August says interest for 1 month paid on loan of Srimati. Interest is paid, so first of all, this is our expense. And when was a loan borrowed from Srimati? On 2nd of August, if you remember, and if not, please check. Page number 82, where actually illustration 12 starts. In that, on 2nd of August, it says a 10% loan of 30,000 is borrowed from Srimati. And now on 24th of August, interest for 1 month paid on loan of Srimati. We'll understand the journal entry first and then we'll understand about its amount. Interest on loan account debit. Why? Because interest is paid. Interest paid is an expense and hence interest on loan account debit. Anything paid, cash goes out. Credit what goes out. So to cash account. Interest on loan account debit because interest paid is an expense and as per the rule of nominal account, expenses are to be debited. Cash goes out, so to cash account. Now talking about its amount. The loan is taken of 30,000 and with the condition of 10% interest. What is 10% for 30,000? It is 3,000. So 3,000 is the interest for entire year. Yes. So if for 12 months the amount of interest is 3,000, then what is the amount of interest for 1 month? Yes. Let me just check if the explanation for this is given anywhere after this illustration. Yes, of course it is given. Yes, you can see on page number 90. Yeah. This way you will obtain 250. Firstly, 30,000 into 10 by 100, which is 3,000. 3,000 into 1 by 12. Because 3,000 by 12 will give you ultimately interest of 1 month. And also this is basic maths. Yes? Fine then. Let us move towards the next journal entry. Goods destroyed in railway accident, rupees 2,500. Obviously this is loss. And also this is goods going out other than sales. So during that time we always credit purchase account. And it is loss. Let us see the journal entry. Loss due to accident account debit. Why this is debited? Because as per the rule of nominal account, loss and expenses are always to be debited. Loss due to accident account debit 2500. To purchase account 2500. Yes. Loss due to accident, loss due to fire, goods taken for personal use, goods given as advertisement. In all this type of transactions, purchase account is credited because this is outflow of goods other than sales. And loss, of course, is to be debited. So this way the journal entry is loss due to accident account debit to purchase account. Let us see the next journal entry on 26th of August. 50 shares of Adani Power Limited purchased at market price of 300 per share and including 2% brokerage amount paid by check. One thing is clear, payment is by check, so simply bank is giver. Bank account will be credited. Purchase of shares is an investment. Yes? Investment is an asset. Asset is real account. Asset is having debit balance. Always. Yes? Now talking about its explanation of amount. Let us see the journal entry. Obviously investment in Adani Power Limited account debit. You can also write investment in shares. That's okay. To bank account because payment is by bank. We are done with the understanding of journal entry. Now we are supposed to talk about its amount. Yes? 50 shares have been purchased. Firstly, 50 into 300. It is 15,000. 5 3s are 15. If you want to see the calculation, it is given on page number 90. Yeah? And 2% brokerage. 2% of 15,000 is what? 300. So 15,000 K shares, 300 rupees brokerage. So overall shares आपने कितने rupees में खरीदे? 15,300. Simple. Brokerage you cannot debit separately because this is an investment. An asset. And as per the solution of sum number 10 from exercise, I have instructed that at the time of purchase of any asset, the extra charges, any of the other expenses paid are to be added into the asset itself and not to be shown separately. So 300 for brokerage is debited to investment itself. It is added in the amount of investment of shares. So this way, investment in Adani Power Limited account debit 15,300 to bank account 15,300 again because the payment is by check. And whenever you give a check, bank account is credited. Whenever you receive a check, bank account is debited. Okay? Fine. Let us see the next transaction on 27th of August. A computer of business of rupees 2,500 sold to Karuna for rupees 1,000. A computer of rupees 2,500 sold for rupees 1,000. There is a clear loss of rupees 1,500. I request you please ignore the disturbance or any kind of sound if it appears in the background other than my explanation. Yes, obviously I don't have to explain the reasons. This is a period of working from home. Yes, so it is very natural that the disturbance might arise suddenly. So you just pay attention to the explanation. Yes. So there is a loss of 1,500. Loss is to be debited with no doubt. And computer is sold. Computer goes out. Computer will be credited. So remaining, Karuna becomes my debtor. Karuna is receiver of computer. So debit. Karuna will give me 1,000. Becomes my debtor. Debtors are always debited and hence Karuna is debited. Karuna account debit 1,000. Karuna becomes my debtor. by rupees 1000. Loss is to be debited as per the rule of nominal account. Loss on sale of computer account debit 1500 to computer account 2500. Why computer has been credited? Because credit what goes out. It is an asset. Asset comes under the category of real account. Rule of real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Computer is real account, so the rule of real account is applied and credit what goes out. Computer goes out and hence computer account is credited. So that's all. We are done up till 27th of August. Next, 28th of August, almost we are going to finish this sum in today's lecture. A electricity bill of rupees 1800 and telephone bill of rupees 700 of firm paid by check. Paid by check. Check is given, bank is giver, credit the giver, bank account will be credited. So what will be debited? Electricity expense and telephone expense. Bill is an expense. Expense is to be debited as per the rule of nominal account. Let us see the journal entry. Of course, electricity expense account debit 1800. This is an expense and hence as per the rule of nominal account, it is to be debited. Telephone expense account debit, again an expense, debited as per the rule of nominal account. Both these payments have been made. The payment has been made by check. So to bank account. Bank is the giver. Total 2500 rupees. 1800 plus 700, 2500 rupees. Yes, whenever a check is given, always credit bank account. Alright? Fine. Moving towards the next journal entry. Yes, the transaction on 29th of August. It says bank has credited rupees 200 for interest and debited rupees 100 for bank charges. This is not a new transaction. Obviously, 100% surely we have understood this transaction in previous lectures or previous illustrations or any of the sums from exercise. And I'm 100% sure that you might be again confused with this transaction. Yes? So let me go in detail with this. Firstly, these transactions are related completely with bank. And there are two journal entries in one, A and B. Firstly, bank has credited rupees 200 for interest. Bank will credit it where? Bank has credited for bank interest. Just think about one thing. Bank interest. Bank is giving us interest. We don't give interest to bank other than loan borrowed. And there is no mention about a borrowed loan here except for the loan of Srimati, which is completely different. So bank has credited for interest. This is the amount of interest bank is giving us. So this is our income. So firstly, bank interest is credited on 29th in the first journal entry. Because this is my income. Yes. Secondly, why bank account is debited? You might be thinking, ma'am, bank is the giver. So why bank account is not credited? Bank is giving us 200 rupees. But bank is crediting 200 rupees in bank account. In our business bank account. बैंक से कभी भी आपको घर आके कोई पैसे हाथ में नहीं दे जाता है. सो अल्टीमेटली बैंक ने हमारे बिजनेस बैंक अकाउंट में 200 रुपए डाले तो बैंक में पैसे आए. सो बैंक इज रिसीवर. मेरे बिजनेस बैंक अकाउंट में 200 रुपए आए. So bank is receiver. Bank account debit 200. 200 रुपए किस चीज के हैं? इंटरेस्ट के. Interest is my income. So to bank interest account. All the incomes are to be credited as per the rule of nominal account. Yes? So again there might be a question that if bank is the giver, then why you are writing it bank is receiver? Bank is giver, it is their problem. It is their part of business. मेरे बैंक अकाउंट में पैसे आए is what I am going to consider and is what I am going to write. Why would I write about others? Bank is giving me 200 rupees in my bank account for bank interest. So bank account debit 200 to bank interest account 200. Bank interest is my income. Okay? Further, debited 100 for bank charges. Now bank has debited for bank charges. Again a common sense. बैंक चार्जेस बैंक को हम पे करेंगे या बैंक हमें पे करेगा? There is no second thought to this. We will pay to the bank. Of course, because bank is providing us service. So one thing is for sure, bank charges is our expense. So bank charges account debit 100 rupees to bank account. मेरे बैंक अकाउंट से 100 रुपीज डेबिट किए जाएंगे, मतलब ले लिए जाएंगे बैंक की तरफ से फॉर बैंक चार्जेस. सो बैंक इज गिवर. मेरे अकाउंट से 100 रुपीज गए, सो बैंक अकाउंट इज क्रेडिटेड बिकॉज बैंक इज गिवर ऑफ 100 रुपीज. माई बैंक अकाउंट and bank charges is an expense and hence bank charges account debit. Yes, in the first journal entry of 29th of August, we have received interest. Interest is an income. Second journal entry for 29th of August, we have paid bank charges. Bank charges is an expense. Yeah. So that's all. Moving towards the transaction on 30th of August, goods of rupees 500 was stolen and of rupees 200 was ruined in rain. Both of this is goods going out other than sales. So one thing is for sure, 500 plus 200, 700 will be credited to purchase account. Let us check the journal entry. Loss due to rain of goods account debit 200. Sorry, I think proper image of the transactions is not captured here. So let me just give you the page number of textbook so that you can see the first journal entry for 30th of August. I'm extremely sorry for inconvenience. On page number 87, it says loss due to theft of goods 500. You can also write down a combined entry here. Loss due to theft of goods account debit 500. Loss due to rain of goods 200 to purchase account 700. Yes, loss is to be debited as per the rule of nominal account. There is loss because of two reasons. Firstly, goods are stolen. Secondly, goods are ruined in rain. You can write two journal entries the way they have written on page number 87 in your textbook, the solution to this illustration. Otherwise, you can also write one journal entry because in both the journal entries, ultimately at the end, you have to credit purchase account. So the concept of combined journal entry that I have taught you in illustration 2, you can apply it here. And also if you are writing two separate journal entries, there is no issue. Both of them are correct. Yes? Okay. And of course you know loss is to be debited. Loss due to theft, loss due to rain, any type of loss is to be debited as per the rule of nominal account. And this is goods going out other than sales. So purchase account is to be credited in such cases. Then the last transaction of illustration 12, obtained change for rupees 1000, but currency note of rupees 100 was duplicate. Nothing can be realized. Now this is somewhat different kind of transaction arising up suddenly. We had one more transaction of this kind, I think, in illustration 9. A currency note was eaten up by goat. Alright. And here they say that we have obtained a change of 1000. And out of that change that we have obtained, a 100 rupee note is duplicate. So obviously nothing can be realized out of this. So this is our loss. Which type of loss? This is not loss of goods, that we'll write loss due to exchange of currency notes or anything like that. This is nowhere related to goods. This is purely related to cash. So this type of loss is termed as sundry loss. Sundry loss account debit, and of course it is loss. Loss is to be debited as per the rule of nominal account. So sundry loss account debit 100 to cash account 100. Now the question is, why cash account is credited? Because 100 rupees goes out. Yes, there is a loss of 100 rupees. When goods are going out of the business other than sales, what do we credit? Purchase. So if cash is lost, then what is to be credited? Cash. Obviously 100 rupees goes out of the business. Yeah, is lost ultimately at the end. So sundry loss account debit to cash account 100 rupees. 100 rupees cash goes out of the business because it was duplicate. So with this we complete illustration 12 that we have been doing from so many lectures. Yes. And yes, here is the journal entry for the transaction on 31st of August. Sundry loss account debit to cash account. So illustration 12 is completed here, which was quite long and was mixture of all the illustrations solved previously, including illustration 11. Yes? So now that we are done with illustration 12, let us recall whatever we have done till now. Yes, so we have started chapter 4, journal. And as I said that, we have started this chapter from several lectures ago. Yes. And what we have done. Firstly, in first lecture, we had an introduction about this. And as I said, the chapter is completely related to chapter 2. Yeah. So directly, instead of starting GST, we have moved towards journal because it was 99% same. Of course, thereafter you had a lecture about GST. Yes, I could not be present in that lecture because of some reasons, particular reasons. Yes, and we have continued chapter 4 that we have started. We have solved illustration 1. We have understood about its specimen, the format, how to write journal entries, what is narration, etc., etc. Yes, the pattern that we follow is that we do illustrations and then we do sums from exercise of similar kind. This is the pattern we follow. So, illustration 1, 2, in order 3, 4, everything is done. Yes, all the illustrations have been done and sums have been done from exercise. Yes, and lastly, today we have completed illustration 12. Yes, and further, illustration 13 that is given in your textbook is about the journal entries which include, is about the transactions that include the concept of GST. So illustrations further and the sums will be about GST in it. Yeah. From exercise so far, let me just check whatever sums we have done. We have done sum number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of course, then 10, 11 which is similar to illustration 9 about revenue expense, 12 also we have done. Yes, sum number 12 we have done. Before that we did illustration 11 and then we have done sum number 12. Then we have started with illustration 12 which was quite long and was finished today, was completed in today's lecture. Yes, so a sum of similar kind I can see in exercise which is sum number 13. Yes, that is again a long sum and it is clearly written over there, transactions inclusive of all. That means all type of transactions from the beginning itself are included in this sum. Yes, so probably we'll start with that sum and further followed by the remaining illustrations, and then we are going to start with chapter 5. Yes, so that's all for today. You will solve illustration 12 from the beginning till end properly. Of course, you can watch all the video lectures repeatedly on YouTube. So there is no issue about any of the explanations or any of the doubts that you have. You can pause the video, you can rewatch, you can solve, you can write down the journal entries, you can take your own time. Yes, everything is possible with the video lecture. Yes. So please complete this illustration in your fair book from the beginning till end along with narration. Yes, so that's all. We'll see you in the next lecture soon. Till then, stay home, stay safe and study well.